For example, in terms of the paint shop that we have, we take 100,000 photos of every single car that we produce to monitor the paint quality that's in there.
How fast China can grow over the medium term is actually going to depend on the reforms that China does. So we have a baseline forecast where growth in China is okay, about average by the end of the 10 years out, 5 years out, about average for a country of its income level. But we have another scenario where China continues to pursue market-based reforms. And in that scenario, 15 years down the road, the level of income in China is 18% higher. 18% higher in China is huge for the global economy. So being a good two-handed economist, the answer really depends. It depends on the kind of reforms we get in China. Our research shows that every 1 percentage point faster China grows, over the medium term, on average, other economies' GDP is 0.3% higher. This just underscores that faster growth in China is good for China, and it's also good for global demand.
If we'd been sitting here at the end of the 19th century, most people in Europe thought that the United States did not have much of a future, and they thought that the future lay elsewhere. Many people still are very skeptical about China and the future of China. Not me. I know what's going to happen. And 100 years from now, 50 years from now, China is going to be leading the world in whatever industries you have. Yes, artificial intelligence. But China is cranking out tens of thousands of engineers every year. China is the only country in history that has been on top 3 or 4 times, and it's happening again.
For European companies that want to invest here and that want to go carbon neutral, again, aligned with China's goals as well, they need access to green electricity, one of the most important things. And China's producing it. It's, again, a powerhouse in solar energy and all that, but it's not evenly distributed in China. A lot of it is in Western China, and a lot of the needs are in Eastern China. And so being able to coordinate the delivery of that green energy within China so that companies like BMW and BASF can get it is extremely important for them to realize their own corporate goals of going carbon neutral, to meet the EU's goals and China's goals as well. So again, we're all in the same boat here. And in that regard, I know some of these companies are actually forming joint ventures to create renewable energy projects in China because there is such demand for that energy. So I guess if I have to pick one, I'd pick clean energy. There you go.
We're really the first U.S. asset manager to 100% focus on China and all the opportunities. So we're long-term believers in the growth of China, and we think China is a very important part of all global portfolios. And looking at all of these areas to invest in, we actually today invest in many of them, if not all of them. And this is China has many advantages in these areas, and I'll highlight a few. Artificial intelligence is one of them. Artificial intelligence is actually based on data, and China can create a lot of data here with 1.4 billion consumers. Another one to highlight is anything to do with clean energy and climate. There's been a lot of investment and focus in government policy around it. China's taken a leadership around clean energy and I think continues to be a leader there.